ties need
Welcome
patching
home,
up.
Sid.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fuck. I expect that was your doing as well, what?
It's a
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive. I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the royalist move?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want it.
Thank you. I will.
Ah, the conquering hero.
I may have picked up.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker, the scent of Waloot.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the royalists, he took them to, as did his men. Slaughter orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such The Waluders must have ferried them over from Ash, but what? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home? The mother crystal of an allied nation. It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger... In summary, I know not to what end the royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme.
King Barnabas.
But if one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has...
He's really throwing him...
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his... Well, not quite all in you. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the Long. Consider it the price of today's
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only...
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true.
Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck.
Blackthorn,
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that...
This is it under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Ah, Clay.
No.
Look, he's crying.
And with good reason, children. Peace at tea. There shall be no lessons today, only Thanksgiving and merrymaking.
All right. Brilliant.
finally.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to...
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell, I need to know what he is.
Alas. No. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact.
But I saw him. With my own eye.
I don't doubt that... Alas, it seems you are the only... To others, he reveals naught. We see only that...
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself or me. But until I do, my investigations shall...
Thank you. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Oh, I'm never drinking again. No matter who needs to sit.
I'm telling you, it's true.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you right.
Just spreading the word.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she?
No.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more, not least of all Sid. You should tell him. Well, when you do, she's been going at it hammer and tongs down at that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old...
Very well.
Crack the crystal too.
Mid hasn't been a
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you...
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack, so...
Thermal... And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever... Me and my dad designed it together, where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water. Out, and those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together, which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva, but the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over it. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the
Full suit of armor there. Probably best to take it one piece.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I went up to give some greens.
Blackthorn.
Out with it.
It's for mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know.
Krieger's teeth. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be, and I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do.
And, what is it we need to do?
Take a look at this. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valkyrie. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust, then? Which one of these two lucky souls is going...
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Valkyrie. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that...
southern reaches of the Valkyrie, eh? That's down past that. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back.
All right.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier.
You two, eh? Don't go letting it...
Fleece me. I like.
In your own time.
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as... Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to but if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? Oh.
Enough.
That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain? You can take a day off, you know.
Well, says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer.
You go on ahead. And try.
Oh, I plan to. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn. Got everything?
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together, or beat sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn...
Excellent.
So,
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
salvage from the ruins. I thought that would...
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is...
Yes.
I'll show you the plan. Here, excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal display. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, in other words, the reactor would overheat, and this is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkable. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly.
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, it's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to...
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visit. Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
From the tailor, all but worthless. It's not just the
You're quite talented with that rod of yours.
But when can I go on a special errand for Master?
But what about the curse? Can't you use a crystal instead?
The crystals we get from the tailor all but worthless.
It's not just the crystals. Bearers are having trouble with their magics.
Oh, there you are, Sid. The ruins are just over there, as...
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor.
Come on.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll...
All right. I'll let Mid know.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid.
Excellent. Another job.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough, which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away, and I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more, that the helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just...
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I've got all the details written down. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away.
I think Mid might need some help.
Ugh, I'm never...
Hippocrates.
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time.
Shielding for a mithril engine? What are these?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the record.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters, and yet we have made a home here from those very materials.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. Before before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their...
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shield.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision... So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here, I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk that the glass gate flood.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that price?
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you spoiled.
Are those Pepio nuts? You can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredient?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients.
All right. What am I looking for?
I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them before...
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Now all that remains is for Hippocrates to somehow tell. But before we head back... Thank you for asking me to help you today.
It does. It's good to get away from all the... just being here. Do you remember walking down Market Street in Rosalith?
How could I forget? What with Torg? Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go race. Wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham.
You all right?
Sorry. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Well, I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care. I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Thanks to see
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks I was just explaining to Tarja how we might, and now that we have all the ingredients, we may.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mistakes.
I'm sure you. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of...
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary?
Of course. Oh, and thank you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying when both the shielding and the moon dew are ready. It will merely be a matter followed by a rigorous process of test, perhaps some...
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Oh, I'm never...
Mid hasn't been.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding...
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant. He's supervising the construction and testing of the...
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all to the Black Hammer.
know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped in. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision.
It's finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be fit.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and...
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing...
You don't mean...
Don't. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang and...
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon, searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins, Tim... That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of... In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can...
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you...
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, sod our plans, I'm trusting in...
Are you sure about...
Something tells me it's... What...
He'd be proud of you.
You,
I was. And you?
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first.
All right. I'll let Otto know you...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right, Clive. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of.
She said that? In those...
She did, yes.
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is... She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obelus, have you...
Yep. In a butt.
Then I'm...
You in a hurry and all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she... Got some... But anyway, I was on my way. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it.
Thank you, Obelus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an...
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sail?
Well, nothing we can do. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun, just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it?
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's... Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. As slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these.
So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go? With them? Oh, thanks, Nan!
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protégé's making a proper little outlaw of himself.